Hello, my name is Jeff Africa. I'm welcoming you to my first maiden voyage video from my new YouTube channel, J Africa's Last Dance. Okay, and so welcome, and it's going to be quite an exciting experience for me. I am not a tech guy. I finally put this together with a lot of work. It was both simple and hard all at the same time, and now we take off. So that is very, very good. I want to start by saying how impressed I am with YouTube generally. What a great platform it is. Anybody can create a television studio in their own little place and get that stuff out there and put it online and see what happens. You get, 1,000, 2,000, whoever, 100,000, whoever comes and watches, and what a grand story that truly is. A little bit of trouble with them cramming commercials down our throats or a censorship, but hopefully they'll get that pulled right. I'm constantly impressed with what these tech people can do. They're geniuses. I'm not a tech person. I'm a caveman when it comes to stuff like this, and I'm so impressed with what they're able to do, but it's beyond me to understand any of this stuff. It's me, Jeff Africa. My cameraman, Giuseppe. Okay, I got my camera dressed up as an Italian guy for emotional support, and he'll be chiming in every once in a while. And I want to welcome you to this grand new effort of mine. I am a cosmic messenger. Okay, I've been told that. We'll get into that later. I have been tabbed to come to Earth and to deliver a message to humanity. Okay, in the 90s, I got tapped on the shoulder. Time to go. Batter up. A voice said this. It came right from my heart. And it had a feminine sort of look to it. And this is what it said: you must stop your bad habits so that I may work through you. You're pushing people away from you who can help you. That's what the voice said. And like I say, it had a feminine look. That's why when I say I refer to God, I say herself. There are two different, there's a masculine God and a feminine God. The feminine apparently is the more active God, and that's the one who contacted me. And I blew it off. I was too busy screwing up. I just blew it off. I blew my destiny. I made a serious mistake, and I messed my destiny up. Okay, and now that's a serious crime. That's a serious thing to do. But I'm not going to beat myself up over it. It was a mistake I made. Okay, I'm going to make it up here with this series I'm going to present to you. Okay, being a cosmic messenger back then was a little bit more of a bigger deal. But these days you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a cosmic messenger. There are all the indigos, Blu-rays, crystals. All those are cosmic messengers. They're in a particular vein of cosmic messaging, and they come to Earth to take a look at the goings on and provide more sophisticated, more higher vibrational ways of handling business. That's what we're all here for. To do. I was one of the earlier ones, but there are plenty around now. So just they're on YouTube all over the place. That is good. I am here to chime in on the goings on Earth at this time. And who knew? I mean, most of my life was a big mess. But this is the most fantastic time to be alive on Earth since the beginning of time. Remember, beginning of humanity, beginning of time even. This is the first time this has happened in the history of the galaxy. Anybody that's here right now it's a big deal. It really is a big deal. We're in for a tremendous ride. We're on the precipice of a golden age. Okay, we're going to get out of the Earth is moving out of this 3D, maybe already in the 5D, to the 5D world. Okay, and it's a different world based on unity, heart-centered consciousness, as opposed to egoic, separate consciousness, which we are infected with here in the 3D world. It is going to be an amazing ride. It's going to get a little bumpy here, though, as we disassemble this 3D place we have and way of doing business and get into the 5D world and reassemble it in a new unified, unity-based, heart-centered consciousness. And it is going to be quite a ride. If I was a kid and I walk into the business end of a birth, it would be looking like the world was coming to an end. It really would. And I would want to get out of there and start crying. Most likely it would be so bad. But we would have at the end of all that a brand new baby, okay? And that's what we're birthing here. We're birthing a brand new baby, and it's going to be quite a ride and quite an experience. There's a lot of people around on the outskirts looking at this, galactics, and they understand that this is a birthing of a new baby, and they're all very, very excited about all of this. I've never personally liked being on Earth. Okay, I've never liked being trapped in the mind, as a prisoner in the mind. I've thought all along human consciousness is unacceptable and intolerable, and I want to get rid of it. And that's what we'll be doing here. I thought that living life that way wasn't worth anything. I had had enough of it, and I didn't really want, I was in a deep hole. I had a particular issues with it that were more serious than what you guys are familiar with. I fell into a deep hole, and I had had enough, and I didn't want any more. I said to the powers that be, look, I concede this loss. It looks like I have lost this one, and I concede this loss. Earth 1, Jeff 0, and I want out. Okay, and someone would please show me the exit. Okay, I'm going to gracefully take a bow and get the hell out of here. Go somewhere and recapitulate this whole thing and come back at some other point. But at this, it's just been too tough, and I know the deep hole I got myself into. It felt as though the game, this particular lifetime, was over and I lost. Okay, and that's how I felt about it. Maybe a doing thing. I thought, gee, maybe this is a doing thing. So I started doing more. I started getting more achievement and stuff, but it didn't do anything. It didn't do one thing to alleviate my issues with this life in this mind that is unacceptable and intolerable. Now, our job as we move forward is to refine and redefine ourselves. Okay, that's what we have to do. We have to shake off all these old 3D ways and negative ways, all the psychosis, all the neurosis, all the limitation, and we got to redefine ourselves to get to match to that fifth dimensional heart-centered consciousness. And the way to do that is a falling from the head to the heart and begin to perceive, experience, live, walk, treat others, listen with that heart expansion, with that heart resonance, with that heart spaciousness. Okay, that's what we have to do. I had tripped over two things. During psychedelic trips, I've taken psychedelics. During them, I hit heart-centered consciousness. Okay, and it was wonderful. You know, I felt as though I was coming from here. I was perceiving life from my heart, not in my head. And I felt that I'll tell you more about this too. The cells of your body begin to resonate with the heart, so your whole body becomes a perceptive tool. You're not looking through things through your head anymore. You're perceiving life through your whole body. And it's quite wonderful. I'll tell you more about that. We don't have time to go into it. And you want to help. You know, you just want to help everything around you. You know, I'll tell you how that happened too. I experienced on another psychedelic trip unity consciousness also, and it was wonderful. I wanted to go to school. I thought, Jesus, the fact that we're separate entities, all having to struggle through lives all by ourselves and move forward, is a complete illusion. That we're all more so, all this one great happy family. And I wanted to go to school the next day and hug everybody and say, look, you guys, there's nothing really to worry about. We're all one big happy family here. We can all exist with more cooperation and collaboration and interest in each other's lives. And we're all, you know, we should be doing that because that's what the truth, you know, of it. I got treated to something else during that trip too, is the negativities. My own personal negativities, my sort of jocular jackass ways, my negative put downs I had going on. My dad was a very negative human being. In a lot of ways, I was modeling his behavior, and I saw that as an issue, as a problem of getting to this new form consciousness that we're going to have to alleviate ourselves from these negative ways, negative self it was called. And before we do get to the heart, you know, we're going to have to dismantle our head, demagnetize our head. Okay, magnetize the heart and let that consciousness slip down out of our head into our heart and take up residence here. That's what we have to do, and that's what we are going to do on this channel. I am going to do it. You're going to watch me do it, and you're going to follow in my footsteps as you see the difference when I do it. One example is I was sitting in a theater, a school theater, you know, and they were practicing. This troupe was practicing the play they're doing, and they were this guy was saying, "If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, la la la," you know, so up and down. And I whispered to the friends I was with, I go, "Look, if I had a hammer, I would hit you over the head with it," as a way of calming him down. And you know, that is just one example of these sort of negative things that pop out that we exist with that are going to have to go, because they are anything other than love. We have to begin to live love as much as we can before we get to the unity consciousness, before we get to the heart. Okay, we have to have more loving ways, and that's what we need to be doing. 90% of what we call reality, 90% of what goes through our heads on a daily basis is essentially meritless and almost useless. All the things we entertain with ourselves are useless things. We live in a three-dimensional illusion. We become hypnotized to that illusion, and we then begin creating all these egoic back delusions about, and that's what poses as our reality, and it's all going to have to be dismantled, okay? What do you mean by three-dimensional illusion? If I get in my car and I drive into a brick wall, that's going to be no illusion, and you're right, it's not going to be, but nonetheless, if this is still illusionary world we live in, we're going to have to see that more. And the things that we entertain, we live in an inverted Alice in Wonderland world, basically, where the big things have become small and the small things have become big. And all these small things we concern ourselves with, when we get to the other side and we get to our review and we look back at the person we thought we were here on earth, you're going to say, wow, Jeff was right. What a useless life it was, sitting in the head and with all these small things, and I missed all the big things. Well, this is going to be a big thing, and this is the big thing we have to start paying attention to, okay? An example of that is like the Real Housewives series, okay? I've checked it out every once in a while, and the way they carry on, and the way what they call reality, and the way they you know, are all egoic, and they express themselves. They don't take anybody's shit, and they're aggressive, and they're trying to, you know, be all that. You know, no, they're not really all that. It's a really senseless life for the most part. Wonderful, wonderful women as though they are, but they just, you know, don't really understand enough to make their lives more sensible and worthwhile. Anybody who watches those shows and thinks that, gee, you know, I can be that one day. I can be a real housewife, because they're all that, and they're rich and they're dressed well, and I can't wait. You know, no, you're probably not going to like this channel if that's what you really think. If you look at those young ladies and you hear the way they carry on, and you think, what the hell is going on here? Then you're going to like this channel. All right. So that's what. Of all the ideas of success we have, whether we want to be a famous pianist, we want to be a rock star, we want to be a movie star or a celebrity or a pop icon or a pianist or whatever it is we may be, all those things are okay, especially the skilled things. But they're nothing compared to the work we have to do here. This is what we have to do now, okay? This is the most important movement we all make right now, of falling from the head into the heart and beginning to live and perceive life from there. It's a noticeable difference, okay? It's a palpable difference. And I'll explain. You're going to watch me do it. Okay, I'm going to do it for you, and you're going to want to copy me at some point, maybe not right away. You're going to, at some point, as you get into the more useless aspects of life, as you get older, you're going to say, wow, you know, wow, I think maybe Jeff was right about that. So that's what we're going to do here. The difference is this: we all understand in our heads that we have to love ourselves more. Okay, self-love is extremely important. Okay, so we do the best as we can in that self-love. We try to think ourselves into self-love, and we can make some progress refining ourselves in that way. There's no question about it. But it's an effort, and we comes and it goes, and it's not very satisfying in a lot of different ways. The difference between living in the heart and in the mind is you become self-love. Okay, you become that heart resonance. You become that expansiveness and that spaciousness, and from there, you don't have to struggle to love yourself anymore. You become that love. You fall from the head into the heart, and your mind becomes secondary. Okay, your mind is steps back, and your heart becomes the center of your being, and your mind follows the heart. That's what has to happen. And you have all these wonderful things, all the things we want in this life, riches. We want to go find gold or jewels or silver. We want to make more and more money, and this and that. All of it is nonsense compared to where the real jewels are, where the real wealth is, where the real gold is. Okay, it's in the heart. Okay, that's where the real treasure is, and that's what we have to learn. It's right here, fountain of youth. Everything here is in the heart. It's not. It's way better. I mean, when you get to this new experience of life, it's just going to be fantastic. Wait, I've seen it, and wait, that's what we're going to do. Lame deer seeker of visions. I read a book one time. He said he had taken peyote, and he stopped because he found that if he worked by the sweat of his brow, if he worked at it, he could get to those places that peyote provided, and he found it much more stable and much more satisfying to work at it and get there in a natural way. In the same breath, he introduced his friend, who did still like taking peyote. He goes, "Here's my friend. He does take peyote. He's going to tell you what a peyote trip's all about." And he had no desire to press his new idea on him, but he totally allowing this guy to tell his story. And wonderful people the Indians are. I have read books on them. I fed a couple of Indians, Wallace Black Elk and Sun Bear, and I got to talk to them, and they are really different, and they are really wonderful. I found myself being more of an Indian than a white guy for the most part. So that's what we are going to do. I one time was on the other side of a mushroom trip, and I sat down on a bench, and there was this lady there, okay? And she was having trouble. You know, she was in a lower vibration. When you're in that sensitive mood, you can detect lower vibrations. So I slid over and tried to talk to her, tried to give her something, tried to make her moment a little bit better, tried to give her the love that I was feeling. And that's the type of things that you do. You know, I was really sensitive to that lady. And that's the type of things you do when your heart is awakened. You help others because it's your greatest joy to help others. Not because someone tells you you should be helping others. It's just your greatest joy. And that's what we are going to get done here. I represent here in this noble endeavor, I represent these. God herself, Jeshua ben Joseph, Paramahansa Yogananda, and Mother Earth. These are the four. These are the four that have my back. These are the four that cut my check. These are the four that I love. And these are the four that are going to help me get over this precipice. With these four, I am going to make this move. I can't fail with them at my back. I have their back, they have my back. And it's going to be very exciting working with them to get this done. God herself may chime in. She wants to work with me still. She hasn't gone anywhere. I'm sure she tried and tried. You know, I screwed up not only one but a few times. She tried and tried, and I just wasn't buying it. But now I am buying it. Who knows? She may chime in too. May work through. So how fantastic is that? We are. I'm declaring right now the 2020 decade as the new decade of the heart resonance, okay? Let the word go forth. Let everybody understand this. This 2020 decade is going to be the decade of the open heart, and I am going to do my part to get that to happen, okay? We're Americans, okay? We do things, or we used to do things, and we're going to do this. We're going to do it the way we do everything, with sheer ignorance and dumb luck, but we're going to get this done, okay? And I welcome the rest of the world, and I'll be speaking to the rest of the world too, that and join the Americans. We're going to do something right for a change, and we want you to come along. It's going to be quite a ride. I am Jeff Africa. I am a citizen of Earth. I am a loyal patriot of the United States of America, and I am not afraid. And I am moving to the heart. The heart, where it's the beginning of everything. When you get to the heart, you experience your power, your personal power, and your spiritual power for the first time. That was true. I only felt powerful. I felt my power, in other words, when I was on a psychedelic trip. I felt how powerful I was. The rest of the time, not so much. but I know it's there. I know that sense of power is there, and we're going to get there by the sweat of our brow. Do you understand me? So this is my channel. This is going to be a dance to and about the heart, and I'm inviting you to come along with me. It's going to be an exciting ride. I'm going to do it, and you're going to watch me do it, and I guarantee you it's going to get done. And let me tell you one other thing. The game is afoot. All right? Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you soon.